The void around the outpost was deceptively serene. Stars twinkled through the black canvas of space, distant worlds spinning silently, while the outpost itself hung like a jewel above the icy surface of a remote planet. From orbit, it appeared isolated, vulnerable, an easy target for any opportunistic fleet. Yet beneath that calm, Earth's elite had prepared for exactly this moment. The structure was more than steel and circuitry, it was a labyrinth of tactical ingenuity, a fortress designed to bend perception and expectation alike. Alien sensors would read it as minimal, insignificant, almost pitiful. In reality, every module pulsed with hidden defenses, drones waited in shadowed hangars. An artificial intelligence subtly monitored every vector of approach, anticipating not just attack, but arrogance. When the first alien scouts breached the atmosphere, they found nothing but empty landing bays and cold silence. Their communications hummed with the assumption of an easy victory. They had never encountered the human capacity to transform a simple outpost into an overwhelming strategic labyrinth. The drills were not idle machinery, they were instruments of survival, capable of shifting from mining operations to defensive weapon arrays in seconds, repurposing energy conduits, magnetically charging debris into shields, and launching drones in precise, almost artistic patterns. The aliens' first salvo struck steel, but steel that absorbed, redirected, and responded with intelligence. Within the command core, the human crew moved with quiet purpose. Their eyes tracked countless screens, their hands adjusted matrices of energy flow and shield harmonics, and their voices spoke only in clipped commands. Every measure of humanity's ingenuity was on display, and yet it was almost invisible to the alien fleet. Out there, beyond the reinforced glass and electromagnetic barriers, alien ships hovered, confused, as their weapons faltered, their sensors misread, and their formations began to collapse upon themselves. The outpost was no longer a target, it was a symphony of control. Each note composed to dismantle arrogance and preserve human supremacy. The aliens struck again, expecting resistance to falter, expecting humans to flee or be destroyed. But the drill outpost was alive in ways they could not comprehend. Turrets emerged seamlessly from hidden bays, lasers carved arcs through space with precision impossible for the naked eye, and swarms of drones executed maneuvers that resembled choreography more than warfare. Gravity fields were subtly manipulated to divert incoming projectiles, and the outpost seemed to breathe, expanding and contracting its energy, calculating, predicting, and always staying one step ahead. Every moment of hesitation on the alien side became an opportunity exploited by human ingenuity. Far below, the planet's surface reflected faint auroras from the outpost's energy shields. Satellites and observation posts silently transmitted images of the engagement to Earth. Citizens watched in awe, knowing their elite units operated with a combination of cold logic and creative brilliance no one could replicate. Humanity's elite was more than soldiers. They were tacticians, engineers, and visionaries combined, capable of turning even a seemingly isolated outpost into a demonstration of control, mastery, and defiance. Hours passed, the alien fleet growing frustrated, their numbers irrelevant against human precision. Ships malfunctioned not through brute force, but through misdirection. Cunning, and the human ability to foresee chaos and turn it into order. The battle became less a fight and more a revelation. The galaxy would see that when Earth's elite engaged, even the mightiest attackers discovered humility. The aliens had attacked expecting a soft target and found themselves navigating a gauntlet of intellect and audacity, confronted with the stark reality that humans did not fight like any species they had encountered. As the final waves of alien drones attempted to regroup, the human outpost unleashed a synchronized sequence of countermeasures. Energy nets, gravitational distortions, and electromagnetic pulses swept across the battlefield. Ships slowed, engines misfired. And formations collapsed with elegance and inevitability. The outpost had not only defended itself, it had asserted dominance, not through overwhelming numbers, but through strategic genius, relentless adaptability, and the unyielding confidence of Earth's finest. In the aftermath, the alien fleet retreated into the darkness, carrying back a lesson written in humbling clarity. Attacking Earth's elite was a miscalculation beyond comprehension. The outpost remained steady, a silent sentinel above the icy planet, proof that human brilliance and resolve could turn the smallest outpost into an unstoppable force. The void whispered its acknowledgement. Humanity had been ready, and the galaxy had been warned. The alien commanders convened in their flagship, a cathedral of sharp angles and eerie luminescence, every surface pulsing with a bioluminescent glow that spoke of a civilization confident in its supremacy. Data streams filled the vast chambers, displaying the attack's failure, each readout feeding both incredulity and panic. 7 million sensors had confirmed the outpost's weakness, or so they thought. Now, every system flagged anomaly after anomaly. Missiles vanished mid-flight, energy beams curved inexplicably, and drones meant to swarm the outpost became ensnared in invisible currents that forced them into collisions. Every attempt to overwhelm the human position ended in chaos meticulously orchestrated by unseen hands. The aliens had underestimated not only the structure but the beings behind it. Far above the planet, the human war room hummed with controlled intensity. Holographic displays rotated in precise synchrony, showing alien vectors, projected trajectories, and the predicted outcomes of every conceivable maneuver. Humans moved with fluid precision, each decision layered atop strategy honed through centuries of survival and conflict. Their AI systems whispered possibilities, but the humans chose paths of ingenuity that machines alone could never conceive. Drones launched silently, forming patterns that seemed random to any onlooker, yet each movement was a calculated piece in a broader puzzle. Alien sensors detected chaos, but what they could not perceive was that every disruption had been planned, a trap sprung from intellect and audacity. The outpost's surface shifted imperceptibly. Mining drills extended and retracted, their motions appearing benign, yet they channeled electromagnetic pulses into precise vectors, creating invisible barriers that diverted enemy fire. Energy conduits rerouted in real time, transforming defensive shields into offensive projectors. Alien ships that approached too closely found themselves tangled in fields that sapped power, disrupted engines, and scrambled weapon systems. The humans watched, calm and focused, as the alien fleet floundered. Unable to adapt to tactics that combined physics, psychology, and the indomitable creativity of the human mind, in orbit, small reconnaissance craft darted between giant alien cruisers, their sleek forms reflecting starlight. They carried minimal armament yet inflicted maximum disruption, targeting weak points that even the aliens had not considered significant. Explosions erupted without warning, not from brute force but through perfectly executed exploitation of structural vulnerabilities. Alien admirals barked commands, attempting to regain control, but every order collided with the invisible architecture of human strategy. The outpost seemed to anticipate every move, an extension of the crew's minds. Almost sentient in its execution of defense, below, the icy planet's surface shimmered with auroras from energy shields, casting light across silent valleys and frozen plains. Human engineers monitored subterranean facilities, ready to repurpose any asset to the battle above. Automated turrets rose from the frost, firing in synchronization with orbital defenses, while concealed launchers sent swarms of microdrones to intercept alien reconnaissance units. Every system, from orbital sensors to planetary mines, functioned as an integrated network, a testament to human foresight and adaptability. The aliens' attacks became increasingly desperate, predictable in their repetition, and entirely insufficient. Even as fatigue began to touch the human operators, their discipline did not waver. Small teams rotated seamlessly, ensuring continuous vigilance. The outpost's AI maintained efficiency, but humans infused it with creativity, redirecting power, manipulating trajectories, and generating feints that left the aliens disoriented. Communications from Earth encouraged resilience, but the elite operators required no morale boosts. Their pride in skill, preparation, and heritage was enough to fuel sustained brilliance. The alien fleet's arrogance had collided with human precision, and the consequences were visible in every flickering screen, every failed assault, every retreating craft. As hours dragged on, alien strategy shifted, first with aggression, then with hesitation, and finally into confusion. The outpost had not merely defended, it had dictated the battle, forcing the enemy to react to human terms. Energy nets extended further into space, microdrones infiltrated command ships, and gravitational distortions manipulated alien formations like a puppeteer guiding marionettes. The galaxy witnessed, in microcosm, the audacity of human genius, the precision of intellect harnessed for defense, and the quiet pride of beings who refused to yield. When the final waves of alien assault faltered and retreat became unavoidable, the human crew did not celebrate. They recalibrated defenses, analyzed data, and prepared for the next challenge. Their victory was quiet but absolute. A single outpost had repelled a fleet, not through overwhelming force, but through foresight, creativity, and unbreakable resolve. The alien commanders returned to the void with a new understanding. Humanity's elite did not simply fight, they controlled, predicted, and perfected warfare in ways the galaxy had yet to comprehend. In the silent aftermath, orbit cleared and energy shields dimmed, the outpost remained vigilant, a silent promise to Earth and a warning to the stars. Humanity had spoken without firing a single final shot. Underestimate us at your peril. The alien fleet limped into open space, their pride fractured and their confidence shaken. What had been intended as a swift, decisive strike had turned into a theater of humiliation. Sensors still flickered with residual readings of the outpost's defenses, readings that defied logic and expectation. Engines groaned as crews struggled to understand the invisible forces that had dominated them. The humans had not only survived, they had orchestrated a spectacle of precision and control, transforming chaos into order with an elegance that left even the most experienced alien tacticians bewildered. Within the outpost, humans moved with quiet efficiency, monitoring every signal, recalculating every potential threat. Holographic displays rotated, projecting alien trajectories, energy signatures, and even behavioral predictions. Every system was synchronized, yet the true power lay in the human operators who could see patterns machines could not. Microdrones swarmed into space, conducting surveillance, gathering data, and subtly correcting misalignments in orbital defenses. The outpost was no longer merely a station, it had become a nerve center of intellect and strategic foresight, capable of controlling the rhythm of the battle with minimal effort. Energy fields pulsed rhythmically across the facility. Shields expanded and contracted, diverting alien fire with surgical precision. Mining drills, seemingly inert, unleashed magnetic pulses and kinetic projectiles that disrupted engines and tore through vulnerable hulls. Alien formations that had seemed so formidable crumbled under the orchestration of human ingenuity. Every misstep, every attempt at aggression, was anticipated and countered. The humans did not need to rely on brute force. Their mastery lay in the combination of foresight, adaptation, and the audacity to turn every potential weakness into a weapon. High above, orbital platforms adjusted continuously, tracking alien movements, repositioning artillery, and launching swarms of microdrones with near-impossible timing. Human engineers monitored energy conduits deep within the outpost, rerouting power seamlessly from one system to another, converting mining lasers into precision weapons, redirecting heat signatures, and creating phantom targets that confounded alien sensors. Every action seemed effortless, a ballet of intellect and technical brilliance executed without hesitation. The alien crews, their communication lines clogged with errors, could only watch as their strategy dissolved into a sequence of failures, each more perplexing than the last. On the planet's surface, subterranean facilities hummed with activity. Engineers coordinated ground-based turrets, launching drones that converged with orbital forces, creating multidimensional traps that entangled alien ships in invisible webs of magnetic fields. The humans' mastery of space and environment turned the battlefield into a three-dimensional chessboard, where each move carried consequences far beyond the aliens' comprehension. Even the auroras, faint glows cast by energy shields across the icy plains, served as deceptive cover, masking the deployment of countermeasures and amplifying the psychological impact on the enemy. Alien officers began to quarrel, uncertainty seeding panic as they struggled to reconcile their assumptions with reality. They had faced advanced civilizations before, but none had anticipated the combination of human creativity, strategic foresight, and unyielding discipline. Their formations, once symbols of fear and power, now moved hesitantly, their confidence eroded by an opponent who played the universe itself as a tool. Missiles that should have struck found themselves drawn into energy nets, engines faltered under subtle magnetic interference, and command systems overloaded under microdrones' precise sabotage. The humans watched it unfold with calm resolve. Every action had been planned, yet every improvisation flowed naturally, a testament to adaptability honed through countless simulations and real-world trials. They were not heroes seeking glory, they were experts executing the full spectrum of skill, intellect, and human audacity. The alien fleet, a monument of technological might, found itself undone by the very qualities it had underestimated: imagination, creativity, and the unshakable confidence of a species that refused to bow. As hours stretched, the alien fleet faltered further, retreating into the void, their losses mounting without the ability to strike back effectively. The outpost remained unscathed, its shields and defenses fully operational, a monument to human mastery over the environment, technology, and strategy. It was a lesson written in the language of cosmic inevitability: underestimate humanity at your peril, for their intellect and ingenuity extend beyond simple numbers and brute force. Even in silence, the humans remained vigilant. Sensors scanned, drones patrolled, and energy systems maintained optimal readiness. The victory was not in destruction but in control, in turning an attempted annihilation into a demonstration of superiority. The galaxy had glimpsed the edge of human brilliance, and in the quiet aftermath, one truth resonated: the stars would never forget the day the outpost stood unyielding, the day humanity reminded the cosmos that it was never to be underestimated. The alien remnants drifted through the void, battered, confused, and humiliated. Their command network struggled to process the overwhelming evidence of failure. Ships that had once radiated confidence now moved like wounded predators, engines sputtering under subtle sabotage that human engineers had orchestrated with invisible precision. Every vector of attack, every calculated maneuver they attempted, collided with defenses they could neither predict nor comprehend. Humanity had turned the battlefield into an extension of their minds, a living lattice of strategy and adaptation. Below, the icy surface of the planet glimmered with the subtle glow of the outpost's shields, each pulse synchronized to maintain optimal defensive coverage while simultaneously redirecting energy to offensive systems. Subterranean arrays activated, firing bursts of kinetic projectiles and magnetic disruptors into the paths of alien craft. Minds that appeared inert shifted with uncanny timing, creating labyrinthine traps that tore through alien formations. The humans were everywhere and nowhere at once, their presence felt in every disruption, every misfire, every system failure the aliens endured. Orbital platforms adjusted continuously, recalibrating sensors, launching microdrones, and creating decoys that simulated human activity in locations that were entirely empty. Alien eyes scanned the heavens, yet every scan led to false conclusions. Communications between alien admirals became frantic, orders overlapped, and attempts to adapt only played into the humans' intricate designs. It was a symphony of control, subtle yet absolute, where every movement the aliens made fed the humans' understanding, strengthening their defensive network with each passing moment. Within the outpost, humans operated in calm, synchronized motion. Data streamed across holographic displays, revealing weaknesses in alien ship structures that even the aliens themselves had overlooked. Tactical decisions were made in seconds, combining experience, intuition, and computational power into a seamless chain of anticipation and execution. Mining drills doubled as energy projectors, cryogenic conduits emitted pulses that disrupted shields, and turrets hidden beneath the frozen surface fired in perfect timing with orbital attacks. The battlefield was no longer a space to defend, it had become a canvas on which humans painted precision, creativity, and audacity. Alien scouts attempted to flank the outpost, only to encounter invisible barriers that manipulated gravitational fields and distorted sensor readings. Their formations fractured under invisible hands, as though the void itself had been claimed by human will. Every retreating or attacking maneuver was anticipated, every effort countered, until confusion became desperation. The aliens had underestimated humanity's capacity for adaptation, ingenuity, and the seamless integration of mind and machine. What they faced was not merely a fortified outpost but an entity of intelligence and cunning that defied conventional warfare. As the hours stretched into a continuous ballet of anticipation and reaction, the aliens' morale crumbled. Ships collided, engines overheated, and energy weapons misfired as subtle manipulations from the humans rendered advanced technology ineffective. The galaxy had never witnessed such a display, a fleet of thousands undone by the foresight, creativity, and disciplined execution of a few hundred determined humans. Even in the cold expanse of space, the arrogance of alien supremacy was melted away by human ingenuity. Human operators rotated seamlessly, their vigilance unbroken. Subsystems were optimized, defenses strengthened, and contingency plans executed with flawless timing. The planet's auroras shimmered faintly, masking the subtle movements of countermeasures while adding an almost poetic beauty to the scene. Microdrones, orbital platforms, subterranean weaponry, and human minds functioned as one, each complementing the other in an intricate network that left no gap, no weakness, no opportunity for the aliens to exploit. By the time the final alien ships disengaged, retreating into the dark emptiness of space, the outpost stood pristine, a monument to human brilliance. Victory was quiet but undeniable. No celebrations were needed. Humanity had proven once again that intellect, ingenuity, and relentless discipline could overcome overwhelming odds. The alien commanders returned with a lesson seared into their consciousness: underestimate humanity at your peril, for they would not only survive, they would control, manipulate, and redefine the battlefield itself. Above the ice and beneath the auroras, the humans of the outpost observed the silent retreat. Systems recalibrated, drones returned to standby, and shields dimmed to a low hum. The galaxy had glimpsed the edge of human potential, and one truth echoed through space: those who thought Earth's elite could be crushed had merely witnessed the beginning of human dominion in strategic brilliance. The alien fleet staggered through the void, their cohesion shattered, their confidence reduced to a fragile illusion. Every movement was measured against unseen barriers, every tactical adjustment anticipated before it could even be executed. Human minds, working in perfect concert with machine intelligence, had transformed the battlefield into a living entity, a strategic organism that adapted in real time. The outpost was no longer a mere station, it was the heart of a network that extended from subterranean bunkers to orbital platforms. All synchronized to anticipate, counter, and exploit every alien action. Subterranean turrets hummed as they recalibrated, their barrels aligning with pinpoint precision. Miniaturized drones swarmed along magnetic conduits, creating invisible threads that interfered with alien sensors and navigational systems. Mining lasers repurposed as energy projectors emitted pulses that tore through shields, while cryogenic vents and electromagnetic fields combined in unpredictable ways, making every approach hazardous. Every misstep by the alien vessels played into a larger human design, a trap woven with meticulous care yet executed with fluid spontaneity. Above the frozen plains, orbital drones flitted through energy grids, weaving decoy projections that made the fleet question reality. Alien scanners detected activity that didn't exist, firing on illusions while real threats moved unseen. Human operators rotated seamlessly between stations, interpreting real-time data faster than any algorithm could, making instantaneous decisions that were as creative as they were precise. Every strike, every defensive measure, every subtle interference was part of a grand tapestry of control, demonstrating the capacity of human ingenuity to turn even the most advanced alien technology against itself. The aliens attempted to regroup, but human adaptability anticipated their maneuvers before they could be carried out. Subtle shifts in gravity, electromagnetic interference, and well-timed energy bursts created chaos in formations that had once been invincible. Ships collided or drifted into orbital hazards as if the void itself had been claimed by human will. Even elite alien tacticians, long accustomed to dominating weaker civilizations, found themselves powerless, their strategies unraveling in the face of a force that refused to conform to conventional rules. Deep within the outpost, humans moved with quiet precision. Holographic displays illuminated every tactical vector, while engineers rerouted power and recalibrated defenses in real time. Microdrones moved like swarms of living intelligence, probing weaknesses, sabotaging systems, and relaying data back to the operators. Mining drills fired bursts of kinetic energy with perfect timing, creating synchronized strikes that disabled critical alien systems. The battlefield had become a multidimensional chessboard, with humans thinking several moves ahead in 3 dimensions at once. The alien fleet, once a symbol of fear and superiority, now limped under the pressure of human innovation. Communications faltered, engines overheated, and weapons misfired under the subtle, pervasive influence of human technology. What should have been a simple raid had evolved into a demonstration of human creativity and strategic genius. Every victory for the aliens was nullified by invisible counters. Every advance met with a response they could neither predict nor evade. The humans had taken the initiative in a war they were nominally defending, shaping the conflict to their advantage with minimal exposure and maximum effect. Above the auroras that danced faintly over icy plains, the outpost shields pulsed with calm authority. Energy grids shimmered, microdrones hummed, and subterranean systems fired in flawless synchrony. The humans watched, analyzed, and adapted, their presence felt in every disruption to the alien fleet. Time and again, the invaders' pride and assumptions were shattered, replaced with confusion, fear, and awe. The universe bore witness to a lesson that was clear and immutable: humanity's ingenuity, adaptability, and unyielding confidence made them a force unlike any other. As the last of the alien ships disengaged, retreating into the uncharted darkness, the outpost remained unscathed. Its defenders were not celebratory, they did not need to be. The message had already been delivered: no threat, no matter how overwhelming, could underestimate humans without consequence. The galaxy had glimpsed the edge of human brilliance, and the echoes of this encounter would resonate through interstellar history, a reminder that intellect, creativity, and courage could bend even the vastness of space to human will. The alien remnants scattered into the void, broken not by brute force but by the relentless ingenuity of a species they had assumed weak and predictable. Their formations, once precise and intimidating, had been shredded by tactics that seemed almost prescient. Every evasive maneuver had been anticipated, every attack funneled into traps laid with exquisite timing. The humans had turned the battlefield itself into a weapon, a living network of subterranean, orbital, and surface systems that responded faster than any alien sensor could detect. Beneath the ice, kinetic railguns hummed as they fired bursts that tore through alien shields. Subterranean drones crawled along conduits, sabotaging engines and disrupting energy grids with surgical precision. Orbital platforms recalibrated their energy outputs, creating fields that bent enemy fire harmlessly into the void while simultaneously boosting the reach and accuracy of human projectiles. Every system, every device, every human mind was synchronized in a perfect choreography, a fusion of intuition and calculation that rendered alien superiority irrelevant. Above the frozen surface, holographic decoys shimmered like ghostly apparitions. Alien scanners locked onto phantoms while real threats struck with devastating accuracy. The sky was alive with motion, yet invisible to the naked eye. Strikes arrived from angles that seemed impossible, using timing and technology that the aliens had never encountered. Their attempts to regroup, to adapt, to strike back, only deepened the chaos. Every plan unraveled before execution, every maneuver countered by a force that existed not only on the battlefield but within it. Anticipating each heartbeat and pulse of enemy strategy, within the command core of the outpost, humans moved with a quiet, focused determination. They analyzed streams of data, predicted movements, and coordinated attacks with seamless precision. Engineers rerouted power in milliseconds, drones acted autonomously yet harmoniously, and weapon systems executed strikes in perfect synchrony with orbital arrays. The battlefield became a multidimensional puzzle where every piece had already been considered, where every alien misstep reinforced human advantage, and where victory was both inevitable and absolute. The alien fleet, shattered in morale and function, attempted one last desperate assault. Ships that had once radiated confidence now drifted like wounded predators, engines failing, weapons misfiring under subtle disruptions that humans had carefully orchestrated. The arrogance of centuries-long supremacy dissolved in the face of human creativity and resilience. What remained was not destruction but a profound recognition. This species could adapt, innovate, and dominate in ways the galaxy had never imagined. Time stretched as the last remnants retreated, their signals distorted and their formations broken. The humans of the outpost, vigilant but unhurried, observed the withdrawal. Systems recalibrated, drones returned to standby, and shields dimmed to a soft, protective glow. The battlefield was quiet, yet its silence was heavy with achievement. Humans had faced an overwhelming force, turned the tide through ingenuity, and reshaped the understanding of power in the galaxy. As the alien ships disappeared into the black, the auroras above the icy plains shimmered faintly, reflecting off the outpost's domes like a silent, victorious symphony. The humans watched, not with boastful triumph but with calm assurance. They had proven that intellect, creativity, and courage could turn even the vastness of space into an ally, that no challenge was insurmountable when guided by determination and strategic brilliance. The galaxy would remember this day, not for the lives lost or destroyed, but for the undeniable demonstration of human potential. In the endless void, one truth now echoed across systems and fleets alike: underestimate humanity at your peril, for they would not merely survive, they would command, outthink, and redefine the limits of what was possible.